Hello, hello, test. Hello, test one. Hello, hello, test one, two. Hello, hello, test one. Hello, hello, test one. Hello, hello, test. Hello, test one, two. Hello,
Hello, hello, hello,
अभी ऑरेंज लाइट तो गया
hello, mic testing. Hello, hello,
ब्लिंकिंग भी गया
hello.
we start this evening's program with the invocation by Hemalata again. Those who have come today for the first time and were not present yesterday, it is our pleasure to introduce Hemalata again. In fact, she hardly needs any introduction. With 5,000 songs to her credit, in numerous languages, I think 26 languages, she hardly needs any introduction, at least to the Bombay crowd. She is especially known for her devotional songs. And the song with which she is beginning her invocation is composed by Ravindra Jain, set to music by Ravindra Jain, and has come from a melodious voice of Hemalata. Vishwa Vandita describes in brief the avatar of Shri Mataji, the purpose why she has taken birth on this earth, and the mission that is being organized by her right from 1970. Every adjective which is used in Sanskrit language, I would request all of you to mark it, absorb it, and that is the essence of Shri Mataji, Nirmala Devi.
परम पूज्य श्री माता जी को प्रणाम करते हुए उनके चरणों में हाजिर हूँ और अपनी हाजिरी देने के लिए यहाँ आप सबके सामने मुझे मौका मिला है। सब सहयोगी भाई बहनों को मेरा प्रणाम है। ये मेरा बहुत बड़ा सौभाग्य है कि आज श्री माता जी की कृपा से मैं अपने सहयोगी भाई बहनों के बीच एक सहयोगिनी की हैसियत से गा रही हूँ। मैंने जितना किया, जितना गाया या जो भी पाया, ये क्या है ये मैं नहीं जानती। ये तो जो मिला वो उन्होंने दिया, लेकिन मेरा जीवन धन्य तब हुआ है, मेरी साधना पूरी तब हुई है, मेरी ये स्पिरिचुअल ट्रैवलिंग बिटवीन सोल टू सुपर सोल, सुप्रीम सोल, मुझे ऐसा लगता है तब जाकर मुझे मेरी मंजिल मिली है जब मैं श्री माता के चरणों में आई। हम कलाकारों को ये भाग्य और ये कला जगह जगह लेकर जाती है, जिसे लोग कहते हैं घाट घाट का पानी पीना। तरह तरह के साधु संत मुनि ऋषि बड़े बड़े गुरु गड्ढा कहाँ कहाँ भटकी नहीं मैं इस आत्मा की प्यास बुझाने के लिए। लेकिन जब थक गई, जब मुझे लगा कि माता माँ दुर्गा मेरी इष्ट है, मेरी आराध्या है, मैंने जब उनके सामने हथियार डाले तो उन्होंने मुझ पर असीम कृपा की और श्री माता के रूप में, श्री माता जी के रूप में मेरे सामने प्रकट हुई, जो मेरी परम गुरु सदगुरु श्री माता जी और मेरी आराध्या सब कुछ बनकर मेरे सामने प्रकट हुई है। और मैं आज सहयोगियों के सामने ये बात कहते हुए मैं जरा भी नहीं हिचकिचाऊंगी कि मैं और भी सांसारिक क्षेत्रों में मानसिक दुखों से, और भी आप तो जानते हैं कि ये संसार दुखों से भरा हुआ है, मैं उनसे कुछ अलग नहीं हूँ। माता ने मेरा सब कुछ पल भर में अच्छा कर दिया। मुझे मेरी मंजिल पर पहुंचा दिया। वो लोग बहुत भाग्यशाली हैं जो श्री माता जी के चरणों में आए हुए हैं। आप सब बहुत भाग्यशाली हैं, बहुत भाग्यशाली। मैंने ये पहली एल्बम की है सहयोग में, और विश्व वंदिता मैं आपके सामने गा रही हूँ। ये गीत हम सबका है, हम सब सहयोगियों का है। मैं अंतरे की रिक्वेस्ट करूँगी लाइन में, जिनको सुना हुआ है जरा भी याद है उसे साथ में गाएं भी तो आपका और भी अच्छा ध्यान लगेगा, ऐसा मुझे आशा है। मैं शुरू करती हूँ, आगे दीजिए। शिवे
सोचता है कि हम बहुत पैसा पा लें तो बड़े सुखी हो जाएंगे, और कुछ लोग ऐसा भी सोचते हैं कि हम अगर बड़े बलशाली हो जाएं तो हम सारे लोगों पर अपना जोर आजमा लें। लेकिन इस खोज में आप कुछ और ही खोज रहे हैं, और ये खोज आपकी ठीक है कि ये सब मिलने पर भी आप सुखी नहीं, मिलने पर भी आपके समाधान है। तो इसके लिए कौन सी खोज आप कर रहे हैं? हमारे लिए तो ये समझना कठिन नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि हम भारतवर्ष के रहिवासी भारतीय हैं। रात दिन बचपन से हम सुनते आए हैं कि इस संसार से परे, इस माया से परे आत्मा का आनंद है। उस आत्मा के आनंद को प्राप्त करना है, और ये खोज इस कलयुग में मुझे आश्चर्य होता है कि भारत से भी ज्यादा प्रदेश में बहुत जोरों में काम कर रही है, और वहाँ पर अपने देश से बहुत लोगों का निर्यात हुआ है, एक्सपोर्ट हुआ है, जो लोगों को गलत रास्ते पर डालकर रुपया पैसा कमा रहे हैं। और जब हम देखते हैं कि जो लोग परमात्मा को मानते हैं और रात दिन परमात्मा की पूजा करना, मंदिरों में जाना, सब धर्मार्थ कार्य करते हैं, किंतु वो अच्छे मानव नहीं, उनमें मानवता नहीं है। इसे देख करके हमें ग्लानि होती और हम सोचने लगते हैं कि इस ग्लानि को क्या समझा जाए। ये एक निराशा है या हमें किसी और चीज में खोजना चाहिए। ये खोज अंत में जब आत्मा में लीन हो जाती है तब पता चलता है कि हमने वो आनंद जिसे आत्मानंद, परमानंद, निरानंद आदि अनेक नाम से जाना जाता है, उसे प्राप्त कर। फिर पागलों की तरह कोई लोग कूदते हैं, नाचते हैं और सोचते हैं हमने आनंद को प्राप्त कर लिया। कोई लोग इस बुलावे में रहते हैं कि हमने अगर कुछ नशा किया तो बड़े आनंद को प्राप्त। लेकिन ये आनंद कितना क्षणिक है ये सब जानते हैं, और इससे कितना नुकसान होता है ये भी लोग जानते हैं। Today I am talking to you about the excitement people are feeling. Some sort of a sensational feeling. It seems that our sensitivity has dulled so much that we need some sort of a nerve-rocking music or some sort of a sensational atmosphere that puts you into another kind of personality where you become like a beast. You start jumping, you start shouting, you start screaming, It's a very common sight in the West when you go there, that people indulge in deception. Even very old people try to compete with young people. They are so stupid sometimes. And once I saw a documentary made in Los Angeles, where some actors and actresses who were all about 90 years were coming for a shake dance. As it is, when they are getting out of their cars, they were shaking as it is. There was no need to have a dance. There was already a dance going on. They were carrying their sticks and shaking. And all these stupid things are now also trickling into our country. Very soft. Please remember, these are symptoms of our destruction. Sitting down here, we do not understand what is the West and what is the East. For example, if you are going to New York, you can't even wear your wedding ring. You don't know. Somebody may cut your finger just for the wedding ring. Drug addiction is not the only problem. There are many other problems which we have no idea and we cannot comprehend. What stupid things people are doing in their frantic search for enjoyment. I do not blame them because they did not have this heritage that we have, these great things that we have had, the great things we have had in this country. But we have nothing to learn from it. In that crazy, in that mad world, what you find that so many of them are trying to break that cocoon and trying to find out the reality. Because it is too much of this. It is too much for them to bear any more for human consumption. And that's why the teaching is very deep. Even the histories that you know of are really, actually, they were real speakers. Of course, some are not, but they are real speakers. Speakers of truth, of that joy, of that eternal life, which was promised. But as luck would have it, in the Christ time, they couldn't get it, many of them. But for us, we who are ancient people, if in Germany anybody sees a swastika, he gets surprised. He doesn't know this is a symbol in our country of auspiciousness and holiness for thousands of years. Of course, the complete swastika is very different from the one that Hitler drew. And when he used same thing on the right side was all right, but when he started using the other way down, his destruction started. All the things that we are doing are absolutely existing within us. We had once two very great scientists who asked me about the symbol of Om. I said that if you can make a model of the carbon atom, because the first chakra of Muladhara, the quality is that of carbon, because the carbon is the element which is used to create that chakra. And I said that you take the photograph of that atom. I take one from the left to the right, another from right to the left, and one from down upward. And when they took the photograph, on the right side, what do they see from the left side they took? A complete O, you see. And they took the another one from the right to the left, what do they see is swastika. And when they took it from below, it was the cross. It exists within us as carbon atom. As scientists, you know we have to have carbon to have organic chemistry. Without the organic chemistry, life cannot be made. But to that is added nitrogen, and that's how amino acids are formed. That is how the evolution has taken place through these different centers within us, which are just like milestones built on our central part, or we can call it the Sushumna Nadi. And these centers represent all the evolution we have gone. This is our past, which is built in within us. And now, the last. The last is the seventh center of Sahasrara, which is in the medical terminology called as the big area. It's covered like this, like a lotus, and when the Kundalini rises and awakens, opens beautifully, it has to be called as Sahasrara. Because the modern science has come from West, that doesn't mean that India never had any science. It has very much advanced science. The attention of the saints and the scientists in those days was not on the material exploration, but on the inner being. And that's how they discovered that within us are all these centers which are the milestones of our evolution, and also there is this power of Kundalini. It has to be awakened by some authority, spiritual authority. And if it is awakened, then it passes through these 6 centers, not the 7th one, but the 6th center. The 7th one, or the called as the first one, is below the pillar. It gets to the continent's own area. It gives you the actualization of sensualization, which we call as baptism. It's nothing artificial. Now, whatever I'm saying to you, this is treated as a hypothesis with the other scientists and keep your mind open. And see for yourself if it is working or not. If it works, it is the truth. And one should have an open mind. And the half-baked people who are neither here nor there have no been had in our country for centuries, and that this knowledge was used to give such language. Of course, it was not given to each and every person. Very selected. After great tests were taken, like Dada Janaka, he gave first graduation to Nakshideka. After taking his test for days together, but today it is 20%. As I told you yesterday, it is the blossom time. It is the promised time of last birthday. Even in the Quran it is said that your hands will speak when the Qiyamah will come. Means the resurrection. When the resurrection time will come, then your hands will speak. It is said in all our scriptures, whether it is in India, China, or anywhere, that you have to get yourself right. That is the most important thing about which Buddha also spoke and Mahavira also emphasized. They did not want to talk of God even. Because if you start talking of God, then people just become enamored by that. Sometimes they say they are God, or the people start to say, oh, we have one God. So it's all right. Let them do what we like, God will look after us. There is no desire to have yourself like this. As we have many in India, they think that they go to the temple, their spirituality is over. If they in the morning do little puja in the house, then their spirituality is over. It is not. You have to get yourself right. That is, your spirit has to come in your attention. The spirit is the witness of the place. Watching the place of all your activities, everything. But it is not in your attention. But when you get your realization, then the spirit comes as light in your attention and you get bodha. The Christians who were just after Christ got realization were called as Gnostics. Otherwise, as you know, Jnana. You say Jnana. Jnana means knowledge. Knowledge is not mental knowledge, but knowledge on your central nervous system. And these Gnostics were tortured and troubled by many bishops. And they called them, this is a blasphemy. They have no power. As a result, when Thomas, when he was coming, the disciple of Christ, St. Thomas, when he was coming to India, he wrote all the treatises and gives them in a beautiful jar in it. It was found only about 50 years back, and now this is recorded. And surprisingly, it's all for yoga, that it is a spontaneous happiness that has to come within you, and that has to give you enlightenment. But this book is now going to be banned, I think, because it must be going against all these churches and all these people who have created two big organizations with the name of God and Christ. Because it is talking about self-realization. Also, we have in the West another problem of people who call themselves intellectuals, who are rather perverted in their brain. They want to deny all that has been written down so far. They don't want to accept that there is God. Them spirituality is a myth, and they are only there to criticize everything that is in them. This criticism in the West, I hope, doesn't reach India too much. As a result of this criticism, not only of God, but of beauty and of all beautiful creations of art criticized, so there are no more Rembrandt, no more Michelangelo. They are all finished. Nobody will have even strength to come up to say that we are artists. This is the situation. This intellectual criticism has become a big business in the West. I hope it doesn't trickle down to our country. Though our media has to be very careful to keep to their personality as Indians and not as Western journalists who want to have all the time something stupid and controversial. The other day I asked one of the journalists, why are you writing false things about me? He said, brother, I must confess that I am a scoundrel. I said, better like that. Instead of writing such a thing. So all these things are there, which are working as negative forces, and this is the best time for you to have your ascent, to get to your spirit, to know your spirit. It is true, as Henrietta has said, that once you get your self-realization, most of your problems just disappear. Now how it happens? How these problems disappear? Supposing you are standing in the deep water, and you see waves coming and going and you are afraid of these waves. You're watching them and you are all the time frightened that now you are drowned. But supposing you are safe and sit on a wave, then you can watch these waves, also enjoy. But supposing you learn swimming, you become a master of swimming. You can jump down and save us. Today that kind of a special atmosphere is around. As I told you yesterday, that this all-pervading power has become now dynamic because it is Kruta Yuga. And this dynamism of this Kruta Yuga is going to work out everything so beautifully, so miraculously that you can't believe. Because the divine itself is very anxious that we should enter into the kingdom of God. And that's how it is going to work out. But those people who are going to shun the truth and those who are going to shut their eyes to the reality will be responsible for misleading them. But what is the advantage? Why should we do it? By doing this kind of deceptive work, what is the result? What are you going to get out of it? Instead of that, why not see for yourself if it is possible to give realization to thousands of people, and if transformation of his life is possible, why shouldn't we all work it out to change the whole world? And if in this country of ours, which I know is the holy country, we can do it better than anywhere else, why not we, instead of forming this kind of a group and that kind of a sangha, why not we become the powerful spirit, and the power is that of love. Love, it is like the sap in the tree rises, goes to the various areas. It is either evaporated or it comes back to the root. It does not get attached to any part, to any flower, because if if it gets involved into one flower, the tree will be killed and the flower will be killed. This flower, which we call as Nirvaj in Sanskrit language, is the power of God's love. It is so incredible, so considerate, so delicately it works out everything. Now think of a seed if you plant it in the soil, how the roots comes out, and at the end of the root there is a very small crystal. It is very thin. It goes round and sees the passage if it is there, but supposing there is a boulder, then it goes round that boulder to create a support for the future tree. From where does this intelligence come? It's from the same power of love of God. This power of love is so kind, so generous. It forgives whatever you might have done. It does not want to bother you about what has happened or what you have been doing, what wrong you have done. No. Its only aim is to give you pleasure, pleasure. And later on, to give you all the truth, all the commands that there is God and there is His love, which looks after us, it guides us, it gives us all the blessings that we have. These blessings are already there, but we cannot receive it. If you go to the river Ganges and do not want to take your picture, the river Ganges cannot do anything about it. You have to have desire yourself to get the nectar of this day. When we think about ourselves, we think on a very mundane manner. But we are not mundane people. As I told you yesterday, look at our eyes. What a camera, look at our brain, what a computer. We are not mundane. We are not ordinary people. We are not animals. We are much above all of them. Just a little more journey for you to be that state of bliss. It is to me experience. Yesterday all of you felt the full breeze of the Holy Ghost, and they say it is described by Adi Shankaracharya, Salilam, Salilam, as he calls it, Saurya. They always felt all these things and those incarnations that they are in a realm where people are not there, and how to bring them up. Kabira says, कैसे समझाओ शब्द गंगा. It is very, very difficult to convince people that there is another beautiful world waiting for you to receive you. To them, these mundane things are reality. It is not. And just if you can ask within yourself, you can. Because a special time of blossoming has come. And this is really a very, very great time that you are born at this time in this country. We have to understand our culture, which is simply based on spirituality. All the culture is based on spirituality. Also in this Western country it was, but not anymore. Not anymore. But even now, in our country we have spirituality, infinite enough, and the sense of morality. But despite all these things, our attention is not towards God. Our attention is not towards becoming the spirit. We have very funny ideas that if you become the spirit, what will happen? You become sannyasi, you have to be a figure, you have to go. In Sahaja Yoga, you don't have to do anything. You become. You believe yourself. It's a becoming, if you will. You do not have any membership, but it's a becoming. And the becoming is only possible that once you get to a self-realization, you have to go to the collective, as I told you yesterday. But when you go to the collective, then only the cleansing will take place automatically. You all have heard me many a times about Kundalini and the centers and chakras, and we have a nice exhibition also for you to see. But the actual experience of self-realization is what you should ask for. Otherwise, what to do? There are so many people who are giving lectures all over the world. What is of listening to any lecture? We are not enough of it. The brain is full of it. But now, no more of these talks. And Marathi said, Ola ka Mahatma Bola ki Patel. Let us have it. That there is joy which is promised to us in all this. It's very easy to have. I'm surprised sometimes how people who I never expect just jump so deep and understand. For example, this one Mr. Ravi Vidyan, who is practically blind. But when he got the realization, the way he understood it, in such a short time, I thought already he was a very deep personality. Since he wanted some light to see that there. There are many people like that who I have met, they may be rich, they may be poor, maybe anywhere, who just immediately get the experience and also know the greatness within us. The side of our is the ocean of but we have to place our attention inside. And that only happens when suddenly realizing that attention is taken inside and this is what it is one has to ask for. The rest of the things will find as intricate and intricate, no deep inside of these things, but enjoy it. How it happens? How? The seed starts. Continually, the seed has all the mass of all the things in which the vision of the universe, and this Mother Earth has the power to terminate it like that. You don't have to stand on your head, you don't have to go to read some books or to do some exercises. It is so spontaneous, it is so simple. And this simple thing is to be enjoyed. That's what we are here for today. And I think, it gives you all, it gets you realize. The people who are intelligent, really super intelligent, I should say. Young people say they are very fast. We have people in Sadhana who always sort of stop the very work, the first class first. I also know who are very dedicated and loving, affectionate, simple people. this realization is starting. It is very surprising and amazing how individuals decide how this is going and what people about the lots of people there. And each one of them got realization. So it is working so fast. As I told you yesterday, no organization can get that fast as it is working. We have no membership, we have no register of members, nothing. But people are becoming positive all over the world. So every year, especially as Maharashtra, living in Maharashtra, we have great capacity to express our spirituality to others. Our young boys, our young women can really start the whole country. Instead of wasting their time in drugs and nonsensical things, they can really achieve such results. Because, as I told you yesterday, that now the time of Bodhisattva, the future Buddha, has come. At the time of Buddha, it was all kinds of rituals and all kinds of magic. Individual progress was there to achieve the state of Buddha. Bold meaning to know on yourself and others. But in the future, the Bodhisattva has to come. And the Bodhisattva is the one who receives self-realization, becomes the Buddha, but is capable of giving realization to others. He has come for the benevolence of the whole society. He works for the benevolence of the society. He doesn't have to run away from the society. He doesn't have to take the sannyasa. Nothing of the kind. But he becomes that and he gives it to others. This is what is a Bodhisattva. And this is the time of Bodhisattva. Buddha's time are over. Christ's time are over. Now whatever they have prophesied, this is the time to be fulfilled. And we all, whatever religion we may follow, whatever ideas we may have, to take your self-realization and then see everything in the light of our soul. I hope you people have understood what is my desire is. So I'm quite desirous that all of you should not only get your self-realization, but you should go deeper into your own being and all your power should be expressed. A mother wants that her child should be better than the mother. Why not? You can do it. You should try. Just work it out in a very simple way. As I requested you that you have to go to the collective if you want to have your cleansing done. Forgetting what is your position, what is your personality. And you'll be surprised that in that collective, the microcosm of yours will become the macrocosm. A drop becomes the ocean. That's what you have to become, the ocean. And that's what he said in the Masai-gan, where this thing has been described so beautifully with the modern time. He says that let the forest of comfortable walk their arms. Let the ocean of talking ambrosia walk. Go ahead. What are they? Are services. And they become your relations, they seen the vision of Surya. Many others have seen, if they believe they have seen the vision. Upon the feet, Rabindranath Tagore has seen the vision of these happenings here described. Where is there? Where is there? And also, in management long time back, Rubini has described the sign that the Kundalini will rise and people will achieve their good health and good mind. So all these signs already been prophesied, and the time has come for you to have whatever has been prophesied and whatever has been promised. So why not to take the full advantage? I'm trying to bring you to that position where you understand that you haven't got the absolute. You have to get to the absolute. And this is very important because we are living in a relative world and suffering from different stuff. So we have to be in the absolute. And today, all of you get your realization. And you go to the collective and master this Vidya, and have to learn all about it. Amen. आज मराठी भाषेत सांगायचं नियोजन सोपं आहे की संतांनी सांगितलेलंच आहे आणि नवीन ते काय सांगावे रसायदान जे ऐकलं तुम्ही ते सगळं वर्णन आपलंच आहे ते वेदांचं वर्णन आहे ते आम्ही नव्याने काय तुम्हाला सांगणार संतांनी जे सांगितलं की आम्ही जीव घडवलो तुम्ही जीव घडा ते जीव घडण्याची वेळ आलेली आहे आणि हजारोनी हे जीव घडणार आहे मग ते संतांनी आपल्याला वारंवार प्रत्येक संस्थांनी जी गोष्ट सांगते आहे ती का बोलली नाही तेराव्या शतकात आंदोलन झालेला 12 शतकात आणि नामदेवांनी सांगितलं की आई मला तुझा जोगवा दे तुझा योग दे सगळ्या खेडेगावात तुम्ही फिरालो का जोगवा दे नाथ जोगवा दे उदय 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 अंडे त्या महालक्ष्मीच्या देवात कुठे उदय उदय अंडे कशाला म्हणतात तुम्ही अहो ती महालक्ष्मी होती काही अंडा नाही हा प्रश्न तुम्ही केला का महालक्ष्मीच्या देवात कुठे उदय उदय अंडे का म्हणतो कारण महालक्ष्मी म्हणजे शिकणारी आणि त्याच्यामध्ये ती कुंडलिनी अंडा असताना उदय 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 अंडे ते नामदेवांना माहिती होतं बदलले ते दोघांमध्ये ठेवलेलं आहे पण हे हजारो वर्षापासून जात आहे आपण खेडेगावात जातो आहे आणि परत ते एवढे माझ्या मागण्या काय खूपच शिकवले जात सकाळपासून सकाळच्या काय कोणतं काय शिकायची म्हणजे आम्ही किती घडली बोलण्यालाच अर्थ लागत नाही जोपर्यंत आत्मसात करतात कसं कोणत्याही इन्सिडेंटला जोपर्यंत तुम्ही नेमकी लावत नाही त्याला अर्थ लागत नाही तसाच तुमच्या या भजनाला आणि प्रार्थनेला काहीही अर्थ लागणार नाही कारण एक साधारण उदाहरण जर टेलिफोन खराब असला आणि जर कनेक्शनच नसतं तर आपण कुणाला फोन करतोय देवाला कनेक्शन तर लावून द्या साधी गोष्ट आहे की परमेश्वर त्यांनी कनेक्शन झालं नाही इतका लोक मला म्हणतात कधी आम्ही एवढी पूजा करतो घरामध्ये एवढं जगत घालतो किंवा आपलं शिवलिंग घालतो काय काय आम्ही प्रकार केले पण आम्हाला काही फायदा नाही दिसतो तिथे मला हात देतात पण शिवबद्दल तुमचा हात केले तुम्हाला हात देतात कशायचं असं काय म्हणतात साधं काय असलं की तुमच्या सगळे जे शिव आहेत त्याला तुम्ही काय समजणार परमेश्वर को परमेश्वर या परमेश्वर असा नकारायची का वाटेल तेव्हा बोलायचं की तू करतोस केलं माझं काम किंवा त्याच्याशी संबंधच नाही आणि बडबड करायची त्याला माहिती प्रार्थना नुसती बडबड आहे आधी तुमचा संबंध हा जडला पाहिजे आणि तो जोपर्यंत झाला नाही तोपर्यंत त्या सर्व धार्मिक कार्याला काहीही अडचण आहे नुसतं कर्मकांड पण आता आम्ही करणार आता जे आम्ही हेच करत राहिलो तर आता आम्ही कसं करायचं कर्मकांड अहो तिथल्या वाड्याकांनी केलं त्यांच्या वाड्याकांनी केले पण त्यावेळेला स्थिती नव्हती त्यांनी ज्यासाठी हे कार्य केलं ज्या पायरीवरती आज आहे त्याच्यावर जर पोचायचं असेल तर ही पायरी सोडायलाच पाहिजे ते तुम्ही शिकून राहणार आणि तेच तुम्ही पुरा करणार म्हणजे आता हो का आता वर द्या सत्य त्यासाठी तयारी करा तुमचे आगमन व्हावे आणि तुम्हाला आमंत्रण प्रेमाचे आमंत्रण आणि आपण आले आणि विराजमान आपली किंमत परमेश्वराला आपल्याला नसेल कारण त्याने आपल्याला घडवलेलं आहे तेवढ्या मेहनतीने तेवढ्या प्रेमाने हळुवारपणे त्यांनी आपल्याला बनवलेलं आहे त्या परमेश्वराला आपली फार जास्त किंमत तेव्हा तुम्ही आपली किंमत करावी आणि सज्ज फक्त एकच वाटतं एकदा आत्मसाक्षात्कार झाल्यावर तुम्ही यात उतरत नाही घरायची येत नाही स्वतःची ओळख करून घेत नाही फक्त देवाला नारळ फोडायचा असा माझ्यासमोर नारळ फोडण्यात काही असतं आणि काल मी विनंती करून म्हटलंय की माझ्यासाठी तुम्ही एवढंच करा स्वतःची किंमत करा तुम्ही काय आहात किती गौरवशाली आहात आणि किती कार्य करू शकता याचा थोडा अंदाज तर घ्या माझा जय जयकार करण्यापेक्षा तुम्ही स्वतःचा जय जयकार करून घ्या ते बरं आहे याने मला आनंद वाटतो तुमचा उद्धार झाला पाहिजे मला काही उद्धार स्वतःचा करायला नको आता फार झाला माझा उद्धार आता आपला उद्धार कसा होईल हा विचार आपण करा कृपा करू लक्षात ठेवलं पाहिजे ही सर्वशक्ती आपल्यामध्ये जर आहे आणि ह्या जन्मात आपण मिळू शकतो असं जर म्हणतात माताजी तर आम्ही हे करूनच दाखवू आणि मिळवून दाखवू ही गोष्ट तेव्हा मी सगळ्यांना त्या आनंदाच्या सागरात फिरताना पाहिजे त्यापेक्षा आणखी काय मला तुमच्या करणार आहे आता माझं बरंच वेळ झालेलं आहे या जन्मातून जसे त्या मुंबई शहरात तर मला त्याच्यापेक्षा आणखी काही मागणार सगळ्यांना माझा आनंद आहे कल हमने सारे चक्रों को जागरूक करने का प्रयत्न किया और अपने ही हाथों से उसको प्लावित किया था। आज मैं कहती हूँ कुछ और ही बात हो गई। कल जो बहुत लोग पार हो गए वो आज यहाँ पर बैठे हैं और उनके कारण अनेक लोग, मेरे ख्याल से सभी लोग आप पार हो गए। आप अब सीधे ऐसे हाथ करें, पैसे पीछे उतार लीजिए जो लोग सिक्के पे बैठे हैं दोनों पैर जमीन पर रखें और चप्पल उतार लें। दोनों हाथ इस तरफ करें, मेरी और निर्विचार होकर यही निर्विचार समाधि है। अब अपना राइट हैंड आगे करें और गर्दन को झुकाकर और तालू की ओर देखें, हाथ इस तरह से रखें, जिससे मराठी में आवाज नहीं कहते, मतलब तीनों निर्देशों को अलग हटाकर, और आप देखिए कि आपके तालू हाथ से गर्म या ठंडी हवा आ रही है क्या। लेफ्ट हैंड में गर्दन झुका बगल होगा, लेफ्ट हैंड से आप गर्दन झुका करके राइट हैंड से ले सर से कोई ठंडी हवा आ रही है। अब दोनों हाथ आकाश की ओर करें और गर्दन पीछे मोड़ें और मन में प्रश्न करें कि क्या यही परम चैतन्य है। 3 बार प्रश्न करें मन में, क्या यही ब्रह्म चैतन्य है। अब हाथ पीछे कर, अब देखिए कहीं भी हवा नहीं है, ये पत्तों से आप देख सकते हैं बिल्कुल ही ले रहे हैं, एकदम ठंडे हैं, लेकिन आपको हवा आ रही है, बिल्कुल हवा नहीं है, लेकिन आपको हवा आ रही ठंडी। यही परम चैतन्य है। इन लोगों के तालू से या हाथ में ठंडी या गर्म हवा आई हो, वो सब लोग कृपया हाथ ऊपर करें। और अनंत आशीर्वाद। देखिए मैं कहती हूँ ऐसा कभी मैं नहीं कर सकती किसी प्रदेश में, बाबा मेरे तो हाथ टूट जाते हैं वहाँ। आप कितने जल्दी पार हो गए, देखिए कैसी ठंडी हवा चल रही है, और ये देखिए पत्ते कैसी ठंडी हवा चल रही है। ये आप लोग महान लोग हैं, जान लीजिए, अपनी कीमत को आंकना चाहिए। बड़े आनंद की बात है, आप सब लोग पार हो गए, और आप सबको मेरा नमस्कार। इतने जल्दी पार हो गए, ये इस भारत भूमि का आशीर्वाद है। यहाँ बहुत बड़े बड़े आध्यात्मिक जीव पैदा हुए थे, और अब आप यहाँ आए हुए हैं। कृपया इसके बाद आप सहयोग में उतरिए, गहरे उतरिए। हमारे अनेक सेंटर्स हैं, और यहाँ पर बहुत से सहयोगी भी हैं कि जो जानते हैं सिर्फ अब ये कनेक्शन, ये संबंध पक्का अटूट होना चाहिए। उसी का अभ्यास थोड़े दिन करने से आपके सारे प्रश्न छूटे। अनंत आशा। जिस शांति को प्राप्त किया है उसी शांति में रहिए, कोई गड़बड़ करने की बात नहीं। और देखिए अंदर से आनंद की उर्मियाँ निकलेंगी, तो आप मजे से हंस भी सकते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत आनंददायी है।
वाघमारे आणि शिंदे कुटुंबातील लोकांनी कृपा करून बाहेर जावे, त्यांची वाट पाहत आहे. वाघमारे आणि शिंदे कुटुंब जर असेल, कृपा करून ताबडतोब त्यांनी बाहेर जावे. यानंतर हेमलतांजींचा प्रोग्राम चालू राहील. सर्वांनी शांतपणे बसावं.
अरे हॉरेबल आदमी वो, आपको पता नहीं इसके बारे में? जैसे आपको उसको इस्तेमाल से होइए, इसका फर्स्ट मैन, पता है? क्या मैं समझता हूँ, ये तो बहुत गड़बड़ आदमी है. आपको पहचान, देखिए आप चुप जाए.